In this lesson, I will talk about clefs, because what is a clef? In music, you have position of notes and the shape of notes, and with notes I mean the circular dots you will see on the screen. They have a shape, which is rhythm, and you also have a position, which is pitch. And today I want to look at pitch. And the clef has to do with pitch, but what even is a clef? A clef is a music symbol always at the beginning of a piece that indicates pitch, and it is always the thing you look for first. You will see it here at the beginning of the sheet, beginning of the music. It is a music symbol used to identify the pitch of notes, and the most used clefs are the G clef, also referred to as the treble clef or violin clef. Those three things are the same thing. This you can call G clef, or violin clef, or treble clef. Three names for the same thing. You also have F clef, also referred to as the bass clef. So F clef, bass clef, again, same thing. And you also have the C clef, which can be on multiple positions, and in this course it is optional to also learn the position when it's called the alto clef. But that is not mandatory for this course, that is just some extra information if you are interested in the alto clef. In Western music, we have 7 notes. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And in Germany, they also have an H instead of a B in certain positions. If you are in Germany, or probably also in the countries next to it, maybe also in Poland. But if you are working with an H, feel free to ask your music teacher how that exactly works. But in most Western classical music, we have the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But how do we know how a note is called? Well, it's the same with money or with degrees. You need to have a reference point. Is it degrees Celsius, Kelvin, Fahrenheit? Is it 1,000 cakes or 1,000 American dollars? You need to have some form of reference, and this reference is what a clef is. But why do we have 2 clefs, or well, even 3? Well, there are different instruments and voices. If you would have a violin or a flute, those instruments are quite high, or relatively higher, at least higher than, for example, a bass guitar or a cello or a bass trombone. For higher-ish pitched instruments, you usually use the G clef, also referred to as violin clef or treble clef. And for the lower instruments, such as mentioned before, bass guitar or double bass, cello, or as well as lots of men are usually a lot lower than women, you use the bass clef, also referred to as the F clef. And then you also have the alto clef, which is used when you are playing the viola. So to recap, a clef is a music symbol used to indicate the pitch of notes. And the 2 most used clefs are G and F clef, and you also have the alto clef. The G clef is used for higher pitched instruments, and the F clef is for lower pitched instruments. But how do we know how to read in these clefs? Well, that's exactly what we are gonna do next. In the next videos, we will look at the G clef as well as F clef, as well as to the alto clef for those who are interested, and how to read notes in these clefs.